Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the colors and our national anthem.
Backwards. Colors. Two. Freeze and right shoulder. Colors turn.
Everyone, with the exception of the officers here assembled, may be seated.
And those that don't have chairs.
And those who have a seat. I think I'll seat everybody. Go ahead. Senator Thurman, members of Congress, most worshipful Grand Masters Clark and Wilkinson, most worshipful Grand Masters, my brother Masons, and my fellow Americans. Today is a most sacred and special occasion for all of us. It marks the celebration of the 200th anniversary of the laying of the cornerstone of our nation's capital. Thank you. We can do everything in Freemasonry. Yes, 200 years ago, beneath this hallowed sanctuary, the capital cornerstone was laid by President and then Grand Master of Freemasons, George Washington. Let me take you back in time 200 years to this very day. The new federal district, containing 100 square miles, had been laid out by the three commissioners of the capital in 1791, the cornerstone of which was laid Masonically. Our capital city was untamed, a rural community of but 300 households. Pennsylvania Avenue was non-existent, and our nation was still in its infancy. 4 years earlier, in 1789, the new government held its first session in Federal Hall in New York City. The inauguration of George Washington had taken place on April 30th of that year. On the Bible, which is here this morning through the courtesy of St. John's Lodge number 1. This is the same Bible upon which Presidents Clinton, Bush, Carter, and George Washington were inaugurated president. Laying the cornerstones of buildings which serve mankind is one of the world's most ancient customs. The cornerstones of the President's house, known to us as the White House, the Washington Monument, the Smithsonian, Independence Hall in Philadelphia, incidentally by past Grand Master Benjamin Franklin, and Constitution Hall stand out among many others as outstanding examples of cornerstones which have been laid Masonically. The cornerstone of the United States Capitol, however, stands out above all buildings erected in the free world. As the seat of government for our people, it is the home of America. It is the symbol of freedom throughout the civilized world. In Freemasonry, the cornerstone is considered to be the most important stone in the edifice. Thus, it is laid with great dignity and ceremony. Today's ceremony will be conducted by the Grand Masters of Maryland, Virginia, and the District of Columbia. Present here today are the original implements used by George Washington in 1793. The original instruments include the trowel furnished by Alexandria Washington Lodge number 22, the Lodge of George Washington. The George Washington gavel, which is furnished to us by Potomac Lodge number 5. And we have the original jewels and aprons, which were worn by members of Federal Lodge number 1 at its original ceremony. And of course, the Bible, which was mentioned earlier. Our ceremony shall begin by a chaplain invoking a blessing to deity. Members then form about the stone. The stone itself represents a perfect cube with each side perfectly square. The cube symbolizes truth and the square morality. This building is therefore built symbolically upon the foundation of perfect truth and perfect morality. Then cement is spread upon the stone, symbolizing love. In this instance, the love of country which binds our nation together into one common fabric.